Today I'm going to make Oreo cheesecake. So the first thing we're going to do is I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter in a bowl. And you need to take about 20 Oreo cookies and put them in a food processor.
Double stuff.
These are just classic regular Oreos, double stuffed. I got the big family size package, so there are more cookies. You will use the entire package. I chose double stuffed. You don't have to use double stuffed. You use whatever you'd like. So then we're just gonna put it on high and let it go until it's a powder.
After you plug it in.
I thought it was already plugged in. Don't judge me. Okay. So we want it to be in a powder. Alright, so we're going to finish making the crust. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 325 so it's ready to go when you want it to be. So this is in a nice powder now. And I'm just going to put it in the bowl with the butter. So now we're just going to take a regular spoon and stir. Okay. And then into the spring foam form pan. This is 9 inches, 8 inches, 9 inches. I don't know, it's just standard. It's whatever is normal. So we're gonna rake all that in. You definitely want your hands to be clean for this. Definitely, definitely. So you're just going to push it on the bottom and up on the sides. 1 inch is about what I like to do, but you can do it lower or higher, whatever you wish. The recipe says 1/2 inch to 1 inch, but I like a little bit more crust, so I'm going to do a whole inch. So I'm going to just finish doing this, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so that's what it looks like. Notice that there are no holes or excessively thick spots. I'm just going to pop this in the fridge to sit. Now, that'll sit in there the whole time while we make this. Now, we're going to go ahead and have some ingredients prepped for the mixer. We need 5 eggs, 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, 8 ounces of sour cream. You need 1 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of flour. You need some vanilla and salt, and I'll measure that out when we get there because I don't want it to spill. And you need about 10 Oreos coarsely chopped. So when I say coarsely chopped, I'm just going to put them in a Ziploc bag and squish them. I actually think I grabbed 11, but that's okay. And I'm just going to take our mallet. There's a pokey side and a flat side. Don't use this side because it'll pop holes in your bag and it'll make a mess. So. Okay, and you want them kind of chunky because you want to be able to bite them in there. So. We're going to let that sit over here. Now, first thing you're going to do is add your Philadelphia, or whatever brand of your choosing, cream cheese. So I'm going to put all 3 of these in there, and we'll be right back. Alright, so all 3 8-ounce packages are in, and we're going to start mixing it until it's light and fluffy. So you're gonna have to stop it every once in a while because it will get clogged up in the middle of your mixer and it'll get clogged up on, not clogged, I don't want to say clogged. It'll get on the sides and then it won't incorporate it anymore. So you've got to scrape it down every so often. All right, so I'm gonna turn it down on the lowest that it'll go and add in 1 cup of sugar. You wanna do it gradually or else it'll spit out everywhere. We're gonna turn it back up until it's mixed in all the way. Then I'm gonna turn it back down and take our 5 eggs. If you're confident, you can just crack them right in there, but I absolutely do not want shells. Nothing would be worse than ruining this with shells. So I'm gonna put it in something else first, just to make sure that no shells get in. Because we all make mistakes, like just now. So add the 5th egg in and then just let it keep going until that's all mixed. Now, you're gonna wanna stop it and pull it back up because not only is some still like up here where I break that was my fault. There's some sugar there. You just wanna clean out your mixer just a little bit. And then you'll definitely wanna go around the edges where it can't reach and get all that off.
And the bottom.
And the bottom. We're working on it. And just loosen all that up and get it ready to go. And then I'm just gonna let it mix for another couple seconds until all that is incorporated. All right, then we're gonna add our 4th cup of flour. So we're gonna turn it back down. And you wanna be super careful with flour because it will go everywhere if you add it too quickly. And this isn't too bad because it's only a 1/4 of a cup, but. All right, back down to stir. You need 1/4 of a tablespoon or teaspoon of salt. Definitely want a 1/4 of a teaspoon, not a tablespoon. And then it calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla, but if you go over, that's okay because it's vanilla and who doesn't like vanilla? We're gonna crank it back up. We're gonna turn it down, or off, and mix it one more time with your spatula, with your rubber spatula, and just make sure that everything is absolutely mixed before we add in our sour cream. And there was still a little bit on the bottom. So I'm just gonna let it go for another few seconds while I open up my sour cream, and then I will add in all 8 ounces. Now I'm gonna lift this up to add it in because it's gonna come out all at once of this in a lovely plop. Okay, break that off of your spatula, put it back in there, and let it mix. So you let it mix for a minute, and we're gonna lift it up, rake off all this stuff so it doesn't fall all over your mixer. Now we're done with this.
Push up. There you go.
So it doesn't drip on our mixer, I'm just gonna put it in our lovely bowl over there. All right, and we're just gonna bring it over here. Now, we are gonna stir in our Oreos. You don't wanna beat them in because then they'll get broken up. gonna stir it in. And you can look, if you think it needs more, I might actually add some more in there because it looks like a lot of empty Oreo-less space. So I'm actually gonna take just like 4 more. And add those in. Okay, so our spring form pan should be ready. So I'm going to take it out of the fridge and we're going to pour this in. Now, this is super heavy, so Dad is actually going to help me with this, but literally we're just going to pour it in. Oh, he can tape and do it at the same time because he's He-Man. Okay. And it's okay if it goes up over the crust a little bit. That's totally normal, totally fun. So this is about 5 Oreos, or just whatever you have left, really. And we're going to take them and sprinkle them over the top of the cheesecake. Okay, so then our oven is preheated to 325. All we're gonna do is pop it in for about 65 minutes.
Okay, just turn the oven off, and what you do is you turn the oven off and just open your stove and let it sit for an hour. And then once it's done for an hour, you put it in the refrigerator for at least 24 hours is what it says, but really you could just, at least overnight, it's fine, just to cool off really good. And you want to make sure when you shake it, you'll notice it's, let me turn the light on. I put a pan under my pan because it leaked butter, so that's one idea to do. It started dripping a little bit. We smelled the smoke from the butter, and we said, well, I wonder what that's going on there. So then we found out the springform pan doesn't seal, so you want to probably put a pan underneath there and make sure the butter doesn't drip all over your oven. And if you shake the pan, it doesn't jiggle in the middle once it's done. So it may move a little bit right in the middle part, right in here, and that's fine. But then you leave this just leave the door open just a little bit and leave it, like I said, for an hour, and then stick it in the refrigerator, and then you're done.
So our cheesecake has been sitting overnight, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to take it out of this plastic container. And remember, last night we did not take it out of the springform pan yet. So to do that, you just have to run it along a knife, a butter knife, along the edge. Okay, I think we're good. And we're going to unlock it from pan. So that's what we're left with. It looks good. So we're gonna cut into it.
Don't want a sharper knife.
Yeah, it's very thick, so I'll need a sharper one. Oh, just give me the machete, Dad. Okay. Oh, look who just came in, Mom. She can try it with us. Come on over, Mom.
Mom hadn't planned on being in this video.
Too bad.
I'll try.
I'm on the
bite.
struggle bus. I need a...
We have one of those wedge things. Look, they make a thing for this.
Where?
It's a pie thing. It's a...
We'll return when we find the pie thing.
Alright, we found the pie thing. Oh, that's like the perfect size for the pie thing. And that looks
Look good.
delicious. And I'll actually just cut this piece in half.
Yeah.
And Dad can have his own diseased half.
Yeah, I'm sick. Thank you. I'm not diseased. I'm just sick.
Alright, so Mom and I are going to try it.
That's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
That's really good. I think I might add more Oreos to the back.
I was gonna say the only thing she could possibly do would be to add a few more Oreos
To the
make it
inside?
to the.
And I added like double what the recipe said too because I didn't think that like 4 was enough. So I think they're in there. I just think we might have gotten like they're back here. You can see them back in there.
They're back in the bag.
Yeah.
You can take a bite of the bite.
Did he bite off that part?
I haven't done anything.
You haven't taken a bite? Yeah, let us take one more bite off the back where more Oreos are.
That's even better, yeah.
Is it similar to Cheesecake Factory cheesecake? Is the texture about the same?
I've never bought the Oreo from the Cheesecake Factory.
I haven't. I don't think it's the same because the Cheesecake Factory cheesecake, they have the Oreo cheesecake, but then they have a layer of like Oreo mousse on top. Mom can insert a picture of the Oreo cheesecake. And they have like a fudge thing on top. So that adds like different textures and dynamics and stuff. But as far as just the plain cheesecake goes, I think this is a pretty good close thing to what the Cheesecake Factory cheesecake tastes like.
This is
this
is delicious. This is definitely it's delicious. It's worth making. I mean, at home, if you can do this yourself at home, then why not go ahead and do it at home? And I don't think
And it wasn't that difficult.